happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having an amazing weekend. It is kind of early in the morning. I'm recording this on Tuesday, full disclaimer. It's kind of misty. We're still up in the clouds here. But I thought, as it's technically still dry and we're expecting some heavy rain later, I'd give you a bit of a chicken and garden update right now. And let's start with some more volunteer plants from last year that have now started to grow. So if you look in here you will see these are parsnips from last year that have decided to carry on growing. Little tiny ones that have survived. And this is exactly what we had last year. We had parsnips that decided they were just going to start growing again. And that's exactly what we've got this year. Parsnips that had died off at the end of the year and had decided to come up. But also over here, there's a dog. Hi, Sky. Hey, baby girl. We have some rhubarb coming up, which is lovely because I always wonder if we kill off the rhubarb every year. But no, we don't kill off the rhubarb. The rhubarb is growing and it will soon be rhubarb season. We have no buds coming on the trees yet, although if you look just here, they are starting, these apple trees are starting to think about putting out some new branches and growing some new branches. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to work hard to kind of train some of these branches in a more appropriate direction. So there's a branch here that I will have to cut off that has been sort of bent over the winter, and I'm going to bend it back so it goes straight up. So if you remember last year, in fact, let me see if I can actually undo this. I don't know if I can without breaking the tree. There we go. No, I'm going to have to get a knife on that and cut it. But this is a tree that we were supporting last year that was going the other way. And unfortunately, the support structure that my wife built for it, well, it kind of failed. And so now we've got to try and encourage the tree to go back upright. Whether it will or not, I don't know. As you can see, it's kind of got to that position where it just wants to stay there. But hopefully we're going to get some more buds coming on there, so that is going to be a good thing. So we're kind of excited about that. The cherries haven't really started to do anything yet. It's so cold. My glasses are slightly steaming up because I was leaning over and creating heat. But I do have some exciting news, and that is that the parsnips are now officially in. If you watch the channel a lot, you'll know that I like parsnips. So I've got one load of parsnips in here. Put some fresh soil to bring up the level because the level in there was a little low. I think I did 4 rows of parsnips in here. These ones are a different variety, and I can't remember the variety, to the ones I put in here, which are also just parsnips. Parsnips like going in super early in the season. You're supposed to put them in long before your final frost, and they supposedly taste better if they've gone in before the frost, and then they stay in the ground until the first frost of the autumn or the winter. I don't know if I buy that, honestly. I don't know if I buy that. But to be clear, it does feel good to get those first plants in the ground. The chickens are all happy. I'll turn and show you the chickens. We put some extra straw in when it got really, really damp and horrible, and they really enjoy the fact that they now have some extra straw. It's dried out their coop a lot. It's given them extra straw to root around in. It's even got rid of some of the mud there. And hopefully that will help when things start drying up in the spring. My greenhouse is a mess. So as you may have noticed from last week, I said that I had damaged my knee. So I was walking down the slope and I basically stepped on my knee weirdly and hurt my knee quite badly. And so since then I've been recovering. But I hurt it trying to move things around, putting things in the shed down the bottom of the garden and putting in some of these in our greenhouse because we are moving things around so that my wife can finish insulating the wood shop, and also so that she can put a window in the back of the garage. The planning permission application process for that is complicated and frustrating and painful, but it is at least now almost complete. We've been doing that in our taxes, so we've been having fun. Over here, though, we have some news. So, Sky, get out for the bed, please, sweetheart. We lost our sprouts. Our sprouts didn't make it through. I'm not convinced our rosemary did. This is from the ice storm. So there's going to be lots of things to be cleared out. The other thing that didn't make it was the lovely broccoli that was growing. The deer took that. You can see some of it's been eaten and some of it's been just removed. And angry birds, angry birds saying, please, no here. But I do have something exciting to report. Look, the garlic is finally starting to sprout out of the ground, and the garlic is really enjoying the fact that it has all of this lovely mulch on top. It provides some extra warmth, and it really helps encourage that garlic to start off early and start growing. The ground has been lovely and moist. It's had lots of great nutrients, and I think that means we're going to have some great garlic this year. The garlic doesn't really care so much about the sunlight. It just grows. So fingers crossed, we're going to get some more garlic come up this year. Now, if you watched, you'll know that last year this bed was not very successful. And so one of the things I've been contemplating doing this year is potentially putting some beans in here, various different beans, just to try and encourage the soil to be a little bit more enriched, get some more nitrogen in the soil, and hopefully that will help in future years. Also, shade is a big problem. So we're going to try and cut down some of these overhanging branches, which should no doubt help. We do get shade in the afternoon, obviously from all angles, and so it's not necessarily the best place to do. But if we cut down some of that, maybe it will help in the heart of the summer. Strawberries are doing great. Over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants there. And then all of the other strawberries over there that are doing just fine and dandy. My sage and my rosemary both look like they were a bit fed up at the end of last year, but hopefully we'll have some fresh sage grow up. It does kind of grow up fresh every year and seems to do very well in that regard. I need to decide what I'm going to do about rosemary. I'm not sure if you're supposed to cut rosemary back and then let it grow back up. I don't think so. I think it just grows fresh leaves on. But one thing that has come up since I cleared this bed, and this is exciting, is this. Now, to the uninitiated, you might think this is grass, but no, it's actually garlic chives, and it's growing. Garlic chives are awesome. They're a great way of adding a garlicky taste to your cooking without actually using garlic. And so that's really cool. And yes, off the back of last week's video, I did go seed shopping. And I got some Telegraph improved cucumber seeds. I'm so excited. So for those who don't know, English cucumbers and American cucumbers are very, very different. English cucumbers, we tend to like our really thin, kind of fairly sweet, thin cucumbers that are, famous in our cucumber sandwiches. And they're kind of hard to get hold of in North America, but our local store had 2 packets left, and I purchased a packet. I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to have to wait until the weather warms up just a little bit, and then I'm going to put those cucumbers in and keep my fingers crossed. I'm also going to try and treat the soil in the greenhouse to try and make sure that everything is, really good and happy, and that everything works and grows as it should. The other thing I purchased, which I looked at last year and went, no, I'm not going to give it a go this year, was I purchased some potato seeds. I'm not talking about seed potatoes. I'm talking about potato seeds. Now, for those who don't know, potatoes are traditionally grown from seed potatoes that you put in the ground at the start of the season, and those potatoes those seed potatoes are what eventually leads to you growing potato plants, and then other potatoes grow off of that. But there are now varieties of potatoes that produce seeds, and you then harvest the seeds, and you can grow new potato plants from seeds that you put in the ground, much like you would a tomato. I'm going to be planting those, I think, probably this week or next, and I'll probably plant them inside and then transplant them out. I need to double check the instructions, but that's super exciting. I've never done that before. The other thing I want to work really hard on this year is I'm going to work harder on starting my plants off sooner, which means starting them off inside, making sure they have lots of light, that they grow well, that they're strong, they're happy, they're healthy. And for that, I'm going to need to make sure I bring my heating pads out and make sure that everything is heated and warmed. And if I can start my plants off a little bit earlier than I did last year, then hopefully that means we'll start the harvest a little bit sooner. The plants will be a little bit more mature, a little bit more quickly. I've also did buy some more seeds. I said I wasn't going to, but I did buy some more seeds, just flowers and things, just to try and make the garden feel a little better. And then in a week or so's time, I really need to start thinking about pruning, because I didn't do much pruning at the end of last year for various reasons. And I need to tidy some stuff up. I need to tidy up some plants that were, growing out the front. I need to prune my roses. I need to prune some other bushes. I don't really need to prune my lilac, and my lilac is starting to bud now, so I'm not going to touch that. But things like the apple trees, they also need pruning. So if you've got any thoughts, tips on when I should be doing that, let me know in the comments below. And as always, even, let me know what's going on in your garden. Let me know what's going on if you have chickens. I have chickens, and they have not been laying. At least, I don't believe they've been laying this week. They seem to have stopped laying again, which is a bit bizarre, because they were laying and now they're not. And I'm ever so slightly convinced that one of my chickens may be eating eggs, which they do. Eating eggs. When someone else lays an egg, they're just jumping in there and nomming on it before anybody has a chance. They are little baby dinosaurs, after all. Anyway, tell me what's going on in your garden. I will see you next week. Hopefully it will be maybe not quite so misty as it is this week. Thanks for joining me today. And if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them below in our Discord chat room, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling right by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people who help fund this channel every month through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure that we can remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers you can sign up for, from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, just under $11 a year. A massive welcome to our newest supporters: Carl B. Knapp, Stoyle Pankoff, Smithers, John Strott, Kelly, Joseph Valentinetti, John Flint, and Nate Fritz. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your week of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have an old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at. The address is also below. And if you're in need of some swag, you'll find our swag store also in the down below. This month, we're campaigning for an end to charging deserts with an amazing new t-shirt design by our in-house artist and animator, Erin. Get yours today by heading to our Redbubble store. We've got some great content coming up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. We make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the mighty algorithm thinks you'll enjoy this video, but we think that this one is also well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving.